in the Lone Star Land, with boots on my feet and dreams in my hand. A little sassy but a whole lot of grace. You'll see that fire when you look at my face. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Barbecue smoke, Friday night lights, cheering for the Astros under Texas skies. A little bit stubborn, a whole lot of charm. This big old heart will keep you warm. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Barbecue smoke, Friday night lights, cheering for the Astros under Texas skies. A little bit stubborn, a whole lot of charm. This big old heart will keep you warm. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. From the blue bonnet fields to the city streets, every step I take feels like home to me. With a little sass and a lot of pride, this Texas girl's got nothing to hide. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Gummy shoe prints, laid them down the street. Chocolate wrappers hiding secrets sweet. They don't miss a beat, they've got a knack. With licorice ropes pulling answers back. Twist the wrapper to reveal the truth. A sticky web spun by a candy sloop. No sour lies can escape the grip. These lollipops always crack the whip.
Hello, my friends. How are y'all doing today? Thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all. I'm not sure if PJ's in here, but hello, PJ. I hope you came back. Hello, me and you. Thank you. You know, thank you. Miss Rhonda, thank you. Love you. Miss Kathy, how are you? Thank you. Who else we got up in here? Bobby, how are you doing? Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate you so much. TJ, thank you, my friend. Let's see. Who else we got up in here? Now, wait a minute, Bobby. Do you need to get off of here and go to the ER? You take care of yourself, Bobby. Please. If you need to go to the ER, you do that. Oh my goodness, Bobby. You might need to go in, see if they can help you out. Do what you need to do. Huh. Who knows, Sammy G? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Oh my goodness, Bobby. Take care of yourself, sweetie. Hey, Gypsy. Thanks for coming in. Hey, Blue Eyes. Thank you, my friend. Lori, hello. Thank you for being here. Anybody else sneaking up in here? Let's see. Okay, well, you already went. Okay. Well, you take care of yourself. If you need to get off of here and lay down and just rest and be still, we understand. I thank you, though, for your support and just being here with us. Friends, I have something I want to say before we start in on our Austin Seriel Unaliver story. If you happen to watch, guys, I still hadn't figured out why my computer keeps doing that noise. I apologize. um, if y'all happen to be watching Voices Behind the Truth or whatever the heck they want to call themselves, I hope that you all take a minute to make your own minds up. I have never tried to push anything onto you. I show you what I find. I find pictures of who I think that person is. And I work hard to find the picture with their face in the same position so you can see an actual comparison. Not a picture of them making a face looking sideways and then the other picture, their face is straight on. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but to say I'm pissed would be 100% accurate. To use the material that I used and to shred it to pieces when we're all supposed to be on the same team, it's pretty damn shitty in my book. I will say this. The very next time someone uses my material, they sure fucking better have some copyright content being put up. I'm not going to do hours and hours and hours of research to find information to put out for my friends that come and listen to me for another channel that we're supposed to all be working together to use it and to tell me I need to do better. No, ma'am. Not today. And let me tell you why I believe Yellow Coat Guy is Richard Bishop. I don't care if you put a mask on that picture or not. When I called him out, when I dug into him and found out he was on a board of a facility for children, 9 kids were released. 9 kids got to go home and quit getting a shot every single day that they did not need. They got to quit being sexually abused. They got to quit wearing an ankle monitor. They got to quit watching people around them that didn't come back anymore. They got to quit watching the person they had lunch with had to be spoon-fed at dinner because they didn't want to cooperate. If what I called out was incorrect, then those people in that facility that heard it wouldn't have panicked, would they have? I do need to say that. I need to quit saying things. And so Yeah, I'm pissed, guys. I'm really disappointed. I have not been reached out to and said, hey, look, this is what we're finding. We don't want to overstep onto you. Of course, nobody on these streets can play that game and do it the correct way, I guess. I know. Gypsy, it blows my mind. Cassie, who I believe is in the picture, in the video, and I put a picture of Cassie up there with her face in the same position as what I had it at Texas Roadhouse. They put a picture of her up making a face. Well, no, they're not going to look the same because she's not making that face in the picture beside it. They need to learn how to do their work a little better, is all I got to say. Quit using other people's content. You know, I'm trying to be calm about it. Folks, y'all don't understand. I have to fight for my channel. There's no time that I can go live without other bigger channels going on top of me. But I trudge through because I want to do what's right for Sebastian. I call out what I find. I show you what I find. And just like I said with the picture that has Clue in it, when I first saw it, I thought that was her. I can't say that that's her. I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you that Cluminati was there. I can't say that for sure. And I'm never going to do that. Oh no, Gypsy, how exciting. Oh, Gypsy. Oh my gosh, how exciting. Have fun. Enjoy this moment. That is amazing. Everybody say a prayer for Gypsy's daughter and her soon to be grandbaby. Thank you for just coming in. I appreciate you. I appreciate each one of y'all being here. And I hope you're here because you want to be here. I don't hope you're here just to listen to see what I got so you can pass it on. I'm so tired of the games that are played over here. I thought the other side of the street was worse. There's this thing called get in touch with me and tell me something. If you find out I put something out and you find out to be not right, let me know. Don't do a whole fucking live about it. But hey, sit on your fat ass over there and do what you do, sweetie. That's all I got to say. Thank you, me and you. I'm telling you, I don't understand it, folks. I think our side over here is just as bad as the other side. Nobody can work together. Everybody's too afraid that somebody else might get the credit. You know, the thing is, how about Sebastian get some credit? How about Sebastian get some of this? Good. Aren't we here for Sebastian? Thank you, Narita. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm just disappointed. Oh, you're good, Valley Gal. Oh, bless your heart. Bullshit. Yep. It's pretty much what it was. Blue, y'all, I'm not joking. This girl right here, she has done some research like you wouldn't believe. We are blessed to have her with us here. I don't know. I'm just so aggravated. I want to cry, but I'm too pissed to cry. And that makes me more pissed. Gypsy, you just do what you need to do, sister. We love you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lori. Thank you. You know, I have put out things and I have come back and had to correct things. I don't have a problem saying I was wrong. There goes my ding. I have no idea what it is. There's nothing open but StreamYard. That's it. But I don't have a problem being proved wrong. That's not it, guys. That's not it. Don't think ever that I am too good to be corrected because I'm not. I'm human. I find things, I bring it to you. If somebody knows something different, they tell me, I correct it. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem if they think I've got the wrong thing. You know? Let's use this for an example. Justin does not think Texas Roadhouse has a lot to do with Sebastian going missing. I love Justin. Love me some Justin. Justin, I call him my Bubba. Love my Bubba. But I think different. And that's how it can work. You know, you're supposed to be able to work that way. He doesn't have to believe what I'm putting here. I'm not shoving nothing down anyone's throats. If you don't believe me and you have a different opinion, I still love you. That's not what I'm trying to say here. But when you sit there and shred everything I've been trying to work on, and you get picture and you say this is the most recent picture, oh no, ma'am, it's not. No. That was a picture about 5 years ago of the neighbor's son. The one I had was just right at the time I found it. That picture was only about 2 weeks old. And his face happened to be in the same position. So, yeah, let's compare it. I don't know. If I could not find a picture of the face in the same position, I got as close as I could. And I've told you all, this is what I'm finding. But I've always said, this is just my opinion. Oh, really? See, I saw that picture of that woman and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a Clue lookalike. I paused it. I screenshotted that picture. But I can't get any better of a picture, the position she was in. So I can't even say that's Clue. I can't say it at all. And I don't remember who was in here that said, okay, I'm not going to be in here if y'all are talking about putting this on creators or something. No, that's not what I was doing. I was saying it looked like her. And there is the connection between Melissa and her husband's family with clue? That's all I mean, possible? I don't know, but they took every freaking picture I had. And I guess that wasn't Melissa's son either, huh? Oh, okay. I'm done with it. I've unsubscribed. I am very disappointed. I'm still pissed. I will get over it. And with that said, in Austin, Texas, there is a lake that Lady Bird Johnson worked hard to design to put into place in Austin for people in the town to enjoy. And thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Y'all are amazing. I appreciate y'all so much because I almost deleted my channel a while ago. I almost did. Yes, there are creators like that, aren't there, Sammy? And that's not my issue. Don't get me wrong. There was nobody talking about Texas Roadhouse. I started talking about it because I started finding things and we started talking about it and digging into it some more and some more and some more. I showed you the pictures that I have. But for them to critique every damn picture I had, we're supposed to be on the same side. That's the problem I got. So, whatever. Whatever. Thank you, Tanya. Is it Tanya or Tanya or anyways? Thank you. Yeah, they should have used their own content because they used every friggin' picture I used. They should have went about it a different way instead of made it so obvious. And as far as I'm concerned, they can not come back here, not listen to me or anything anymore. I don't care. I thought there was a side over here that was all for the good, not for destroying people. It was. It was bashing and it was directed to me, is how I took it. Because it was my work. They were trying to destroy. And to tell me I need, come on, people, we need to do better when we compare. How about you do better and use a picture that's similar to that person at Texas Roadhouse? Use that face angle, and then you'll see. Then you'll see what I'm talking about. They came from TikTok. I don't know. Oh, I'm telling y'all. I mean, mm-mm. I'm so tired of the drama and the crap and attacking other creators. That's trash. And they're trash for doing it. We just watched earlier today where, 5D, he puts out the clips. And the Pascal's talking about people who do that. What they did today, tonight, to me. Oh, don't forget, I moved my time of this live because I overlapped their show. Didn't want to be disrespectful. I moved my time. Because that's how we're supposed to do things. That's how it all should be. Okay, we got us some shirts over here. We're going to be selling. Blue's going to be selling these shirts she just sent me. That's it, Blue. We're going to sell us some shirts. It's I have admired Hindsight for a very, very, very long time. The work she's put out. That's my crickets. My crickets for my stuff. Put Fred Flintstone on there. That's funny. We need to make us that, Blue, for sure. God, I wish I knew what that noise was for. It just did it today. I have no clue. But I don't know. How much are the shirts, TJ said? Oh my gosh. Guys, I think I'm disappointed more than anything. I think that's it. Disappointment. I might, but I thought I've done all the updates. I looked a while ago into my little setting part and it didn't have anything there. There was nothing there. There was no alerts or anything. I don't know what it is. I've never heard it. The whole time I've had this laptop, I've never heard it. But I don't know, guys. It's just, I'm tired of creators attacking other creators. Why? What is the purpose? If you can't go to that creator and say, look, we see it differently, and this is what I'm going to talk about tonight. I just want to give, I would have done that. I would have gave someone a heads up if I was going to debunk their whole freaking narrative over here. Sammy, I'm telling you, I was close. I was very, very close tonight. I was done. I'm not, y'all, I have been an open book. Everybody knows my story. Everybody knows how pathetic my life is right now. But I want Sebastian found. I'm doing everything I possibly can to find all the little empty spots that nobody's going over. All the things. I'm not going back before Sebastian was born and talking about people. There's no sense in it. It has nothing to do with Sebastian going missing at the age of 15. There's no sense in that. I'm not going to attack Justin because he doesn't think Texas Roadhouse had anything to do with it. That's useless. That's trashy. But I really thought that these people were not trash. I don't know. Mm-mm-mm. I'm just disappointed. Not only listened to about 2 minutes. What y'all saw me in chat, that's it. I was done. And when I said I'm done, I X'd off, I unsubscribed. I was pissed. Me and you was texting me. Blue was texting me. TJ's texting me. Had a three-way call with TJ and with Blue, and I was using the F word frequently. I almost deleted my channel because I'm not going to sit here and do all this work and then get shit on by people who are saying they're trying to find Sebastian as well. I don't play that game. And if that's all it is over here, I don't want no part of it. I don't want no part of that. I am not the classiest person ever. I don't think I'm better than everybody. I even put in my little opening thing. I was over here minding my business, then I met y'all. I think that's kind of funny. But guys, there's a way to handle things and there's a way not to. And when it's just weeks or days before that you put out this post and tag my name in it because I'm working to find Sebastian and you didn't mention me on your last live and thank me for all of my work. Yeah, Miss Rhonda, my other channel, What the Fuss. Maybe I need to go over there and do all this over there. Lordy. But why are you going to do that and then turn around and destroy everything that I've been trying to do? If you don't think that's it, so be it. Send me an email and let's talk about it. Let me tell you why I think it is. You can tell me why you think it's not. But that's not how it plays out here, right? On YouTube, true crime is the shitstorm. That's all it is a big fat shitstorm. I told Blue I was done with Sebastian. I'm done. I've been attacked by other creators, like from the other side. I have had threats emailed to me, phone calls. Blues had phone calls and said, you and your friend need to shut up. We saw that guy come in my chat that time and say, I drove by your house. Okay. No, you didn't, stupid ass. And we go on. But I'm doing it for Sebastian. And if I'm doing something for a child, why do you need to try to destroy that? Oh, sorry, Miss Sherry. I'm going to stay the course. I am. We're still going to talk about it. I'm still going to look into Texas Roadhouse. Folks, I believe in my work or I wouldn't put it out here. I believe in what we're doing. I believe we're making a difference. I honestly 100% believe that the people I have seen at Texas Roadhouse is connected. And although there's another channel that wants to put up a picture of this woman making a scowling face, looking sideways, and say, that don't look nothing alike. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Try to get her face at the same angle and you might see what we see. And this man, if his business is being affected, good. It needs to be. What those children are going through is horrific and it needs to be stopped. How are they going to feel if it comes down and it's a place that he has participation with, that Sebastian's in, and he has been messed with this whole entire time? I'm sorry, folks. Y'all don't have to see what I see. This picture was taken 2 weeks when I found it, and I compared it side by side. I don't care what they want to say anymore. But the pictures they showed, they weren't even in, their faces were not even at the same angle. So how about y'all do your work a little better? So, okay, rant over. Sorry, guys. Thank you all for being here and listening to me because I was pissed. Oh, I bet you are tired, Selena. Thank you, Bobby. And if you don't, I still respect you for that. See, that's the funny part. It can be that way. You never seen this photo before? I'm telling you, they use different photos. Different photos. She was making a squirrely face. She was twisted sideways, and they compared it to this same damn picture. I even blurred the picture on the left a little to compare the blur on the right so that you're seeing exactly the same. Folks, I'm sorry, but that's Cassie. That is Christopher Proudfoot's sister. They can say what they want. They can do what they want. I've seen what I've seen. Yeah, that picture's from the Bowerstocks' 50th birthday party. Show the guy. What guy? And like I said, if y'all don't see it the way I see it, I get that. I get it. And I don't hate you for it. There's no reason to do that. That picture, what picture were you talking about? The cop's son? Okay. And let me tell you, I went through, I saw the pictures they had up there. If you look at the angle of his face, you look at the dark under the chin, you can see the man boobs, you see the hair, and this was taken 2 weeks before I put it up beside Texas Roadhouse. And they want to tell me it was an old picture. So, anyways, it is what it is. Okay. Smooth move, Rhonda. Rhonda says, so I don't know a lot about Lady Lake, except for unalive people. Are they all women? No, they are not all women. However, there is somewhat It is, Lori. It's their opinions, and that's fine. That's what I'm trying to say. They can have their opinion. I love Justin, and he don't even think Roadhouse has anything to do with any of it. But I love him, and I respect him, and I would have done the same with them. But to use every bit of my content and show every picture I've shown and shred my tiny little baby channel over here, it's uncalled for. It's trash. They need to go over to the other side if they're going to act like that. Oh, Tanya, that's sweet of you. But you don't have to believe me. That's the good part. You know, I'm going to show you what I see. I cannot make y'all see what I see. If you see it, you do. If you don't, you don't. Yeah, I got a picture of the cop too, the dad, somewhere. So, anyways, we are going to move on. I think what really got me was I changed my time of this live right here so everybody could be over there and support them. I didn't know it was going to be that way. So here we go. Lady Bird Johnson, President Johnson's wife. They were Texas people. And she wanted to create this lake, this beautiful place for people to have, to go to, just to beautify Austin, because it was becoming the up and coming place. And so over, I would say within 2 years, there have been several bodies discovered in the lake. I found this one story that I was listening to, and I'm going to play it for y'all tonight so that y'all can see it. This guy does an amazing job with it. And gosh, I wish I knew what that was. But I'm going to play this. I hope y'all enjoy it. But if you ask anyone that lives around Austin, my brother lives there, and I called him and I said, hey, got a question for you. Okay, bye, Lori. But I said, do you think there is a serial unaliver, but I said the other word, in Austin? And he says, oh my gosh, yes. He said, I do not understand why law enforcement here try their very best to make it as if it's not. Hey, Blue Jeans and Pearl, good to have you in here. And so, yeah, he said, ask anybody. People talk about it a lot. In April, they just found another body in the lake. But we're going to pay really good attention to what this guy says, because he tells the whole background story. And really, they keep finding people in dumpsters. Oh my gosh. Isn't that crazy? How do you just make it out so nonchalant when things keep happening the same? And I mean, women in dumpsters? This, however, is not just women. The one in April was a lady, but there have been men as well. And it has, they think, something to do with a certain bar that is close to the water right there. And there seems to be a lot of connections to it. So let's listen to this. And of course, we got copyright disclaimer at the bottom. I'm going to put on some very slight music just to add a little distraction in there. And I will stop and comment just a little bit. So I hope that's not too loud, but let's get this going, guys. I hope y'all find it as interesting as I have found it. Here we go. Make this big.
Every town has a dark side.
Austin police were alerted about a body being found along a walking trail near Lady Bird Lake in East Austin on Wednesday.
There are renewed concerns after a woman was recently found dead in Lady Bird Lake.
Austin police responding to a high-priority call in Zone 300 of Lady Bird Lake.
Concern among people who hang out near Lady Bird Lake Monday after the body of
More than 16 bodies, one lake, and a growing number of questions that have left an entire city on edge. Over the past 16 years, Lady Bird Lake in Austin, Texas, has become the center of a disturbing mystery that continues to unfold at this very moment. And bodies keep appearing in these waters, young men who vanish without explanation, only to be found days later under suspicious circumstances. And while local authorities maintain these are tragic accidents, a growing number of Austin residents are questioning whether something more sinister might really be at play. Hey guys, it's Andrew. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Every Town, where today we're checking out an ongoing mystery taking place down in Texas. And 20 people found dead in Lady Bird Lake since 2008, and 12 of them since 2022.
Guys, if you stop and think about it, 12 people. And this was 10 months ago that he did this, and there have been, I think, 3 more, and the last one was just April of this month. That's a lot of people in that short amount of time. Mysterious deaths found in the lake.
As the number continues to climb, the similarities between many of these cases have become impossible to ignore. And some survivors have interesting stories to tell. And whether or not these are just a bunch of coincidences, or the work of a killer, or perhaps a mix of both, is what we're digging into today. So let's head on over to Austin and check out the mysterious deaths of Lady Bird Lake. To start off, Lady Bird Lake wasn't always called that. Created in 1960 as a cooling pond for a power plant, it was originally called Town Lake. The reservoir was renamed in 2007 to honor Lady Bird Johnson, the former First Lady who had worked to beautify its shores. This body of water stretches through downtown Austin, reaching depths of up to 18 feet, and has become a central feature of the city's outdoor recreation scene. It's surrounded by parks, trails, and some of Austin's most popular entertainment districts. The Anna Roy Butler Hike and Bike Trail circles its perimeter, drawing joggers, cyclists, and pedestrians at all.
My son that passed away, that's his favorite part of Austin, because that is a statue of Stevie Ray Vaughan. His very favorite singer of all times.
Flowers. And on its northern shore lies Rainey Street, a historic district transformed into one of the city's hottest nightlife destinations, packed with bars, restaurants, and food trucks. And despite its calm appearance, Lady Bird Lake has some powerful underlying currents, and its waters can be more treacherous than they seem. Because of this, swimming is officially banned by a city ordinance. Though when the weather gets hot, people have been known to ignore this and take a dip despite the risks.
Yeah, Gypsy.
And so unfortunately, there have been some drowning deaths reported here over the years. The ones that could have been avoided, but accidents happen. But all these hazards alone don't explain the disturbing pattern that started to emerge in 2008. A pattern that begins with a Lebanese-American school teacher, Raid Hamad. At 55 years old, Ray was a dedicated peace activist who had lived in the city for over 3 decades. He spent his time teaching business education, pursuing graduate studies at the University of Texas, as well as running a charitable organization called the Palestine Children's Welfare Fund, which sold Palestinian craft to support families in need. And the first death was one of the strangest of all because all the events leading up to it were out of the norm. See, in February of 2008, the FBI and IRS joined forces to raid his South Austin home, seizing 40 boxes of material related to his charity work as part of an investigation into alleged wire fraud, bank fraud, and money laundering. And no charges were filed, but on Monday night of April 14th, Ahmad's family reported him missing. His last known contact was a peculiar phone call to a colleague in California, during which he briefed her on the raids, things he had already covered in previous emails before abruptly ending the conversation. Within 24 hours, police used his cell phone to locate his car in a parking lot near South Lakeshore Boulevard. After an initial search, nothing turned up. But on Wednesday afternoon, a passerby on the north side of the lake spotted a body floating near the shore, just east of the I-35 bridge. It was Hamad. The condition of his body would spark years of speculation and controversy. And his eyes were wrapped in duct tape, as if the spool had been spun around his head. And both of his hands and legs were also bound. Despite the suspicious circumstances, investigators claimed the bindings were consistent with self-application. His arms, for example, were in front of his body, rather than wrapped behind his back. And so for them, officially it appeared like he had done this all to himself.
Okay, if you're going to jump into some water, are you going to put duct tape around your eyeballs and your head? I mean, first of all, that didn't make sense.
But still, not everyone was convinced. And the case became even more controversial when Hamad's body was transported to the Islamic Center of Greater Austin for burial preparation. The imam there, Ibrahim Dramali, reported that in his 20 years of preparing bodies for burial, he had never seen one in such horrible condition. And he described the corpse as being in a barbaric state, with inadequate sutures, seeping blood, and flesh that appeared torn. And the state of the body was so disturbing that 2 experienced colleagues left the room in distress. As Dramali stated, it appeared like a wild animal that ripped him to shreds. His colleague back in California, the one who got the final phone call, suggested Hamad might have deliberately staged his death to cast suspicion on his perceived enemies. Others speculated about darker possibilities. And given his political activities and the strange condition of his body, it's not out of the realm of possibility that he was targeted. In the end, the Austin PD stood by their ruling. But Hamad's death would become even stranger in the years that followed, because it marked the beginning of what will become a disturbing pattern over at Lady Bird Lake.
Now remember, that was in 2008 that they found his body in the lake and ruled it a suicide.
A few months later in June, Austin Fire and Rescue responded to an emergency call from a local fisherman early on a Sunday morning. They had been out on the lake when they thought they had spotted a body, though they weren't really sure. When responders went to investigate, there between the Holiday Inn and Interstate 35, they found the badly decomposed remains of somebody. Though they were in such bad shape that at first they couldn't even determine the gender of the victim. It would later be discovered that the remains belonged to a missing mother and preschool teacher, Nazima Habibul. Nazima had vanished shortly after telling her fiance that she was going to the local grocery store. Unfortunately, this is all we really know about her story, and no cause of death has ever been disclosed. And at the time her body was found, homicide investigations were ongoing, with inquiries directed at people close to her, but no further information was ever made available. Now, Nazima is an outlier in this whole mystery because she is one of the few female victims. But her story is definitely worth mentioning because it happened in the time frame. As we try to piece together what exactly is going on here, and we need to account for all the information. Now, 4 years passed before the lake claimed its next victim, but on February 7th of 2012, Eleno Valle, a 20-year-old student, was reported missing. For 10 days, the university community waited anxiously for news of their classmates' whereabouts. The answer came on a Monday morning, when police received a call at 8:42 a.m. about a body in Lady Bird Lake. Valle was found near the intersection of La Vaca and Cesar Chavez Streets, and the police immediately began investigating it as an unaliving situation. Though the reasons for this quick determination were never fully explained to the public. And 2 years later, in 2014, 25-year-old Iran Rublik disappeared after what would have been a routine rideshare trip home.
Have y'all noticed like a pattern here with the ethnicity of these people?
His last known location was precisely documented. An Uber driver had dropped him off outside the Holiday Inn near Interstate 35 around 2:30 in the morning. What happened next, though, remains a mystery. It wasn't until the following afternoon around 2:30 p.m. the two fishermen made the grim discovery. Rublik's body was floating in Lady Bird Lake. But how had a young man gone from being safely dropped off at a hotel to ending up in there? Rublik's death was officially ruled as an accidental drowning.
In 2015, 22-year-old Julio Santos III was home in Austin for a week after graduating before he was set to start a new job in Seattle, but his life was cut short.
Santos was last seen near a food truck across from the Barbarella Bar in downtown Austin at 2:30 a.m. His body was found just hours later, at 7 a.m. on the same day. His belongings were discovered behind the bar, including some of his cash and ID, suggesting he hadn't been robbed and that maybe he had chosen to go for a swim after having too much to drink, though nobody recalls him saying anything to that effect. His death was yet again ruled as an accidental drowning. However, his sister openly disagrees with this verdict and wants the investigation into her brother's death reopened.
Accidental drowning seems to be the pattern that the cops have here. It's almost as if they can't explain it, it's accidental.
I think he was drugged. I think he was overserved. I think he was lured over there in the river. I picture somebody hurting him and he's just left. We should be able to have fun and not have to worry about, our loved ones being found in the river and being told, oh, they just drank too much.
Then in October of 2018,
Travis County Sheriff's Office says a body found in Lake Austin earlier this week was the body of a man who went missing over the weekend. Body has been officially identified as Christopher White. He was last seen on Saturday morning.
And the pattern changes. Take note of that.
After attending the festival on Friday, October 5th, The group returned to their accommodations near Lake Austin. Early the next morning, around 6 a.m., White, who appeared intoxicated, mentioned going to the dock, but was not seen leaving the house. Later that day, his friends noticed he was missing and reported it to the authorities.
Yes, seclusion works, yes.
On October 8th, a passerby then made the shocking discovery. It was White's body floating in Lake Austin, near a dock close to the rental property. The Travis County medical examiner ruled his death as an accidental drowning, with toxicology reports indicating the presence of ethanol and MDMA in his system. Lake Austin is part of Lady Bird Lake, the same body of water, just a couple miles apart. Just a month after this, in November, Martin Gutierrez, 25-year-old Austin resident, disappeared after a night out in the increasingly popular Rainy Street district. The circumstances of his disappearance were particularly troubling. The security footage from his final hours showed him in what his brother would later describe as a completely uncharacteristic state.
We actually found some surveillance at an apartment complex nearby that showed Martin going towards the water, or what we thought was Martin, and it looked very similar to the way he was walking and everything, so we were almost quite positive it was, and we turned it over to the detective, and I just don't know how he got in the water. I don't know if he fell or someone hurt him, or there's just so many questions unanswered.
This behavior was especially puzzling to his brother, who noted that they often went out drinking together, and Martin had never acted this way before. The search...
Now, his brother, the one that just spoke, he dug in hard on his brother's drowning. He was finding the surveillance videos from all around except for one particular bar on Rainy Street. They didn't have cameras there. And that happened to be the place that his brother had been at this whole time.
Search for the young man ended when his body was found floating in the waters near the area where he was last seen.
Officers pulled 25-year-old Martin Gutierrez's body from Lady Bird Lake on Monday. Yesterday, fingerprint technology confirmed it was him.
The discovery raised more questions than it answered. The autopsy revealed blunt force trauma to the back of his head, an injury that seemed a bit difficult to explain as simply the result of an accidental fall. This one was severe. However, without anything else to go on and no other clues or evidence, officials ruled his death an accidental drowning while intoxicated.
There's a pattern here, folks.
So up to this point, you might be thinking that accidents happen, right? That, yeah, maybe there's an unusual amount of drownings happening here. But mix in a bunch of bars and young people and put it next to a large body of water, and bad things are going to occur. And while it may be true for some of these cases, the following story shifted the public perception as to what was really going on here in Austin. Because one of these young men who had been hanging out in this area survived his fall into the river, and he says it was no accident at all. On November 17th of 2019, 21-year-old Christian Pugh went out for what should have been just another night on the town with some friends. They headed to none other than Rainy Street, and it was pretty busy as usual. Like many of the victims before him, Pugh then vanished at some point during the night. His friends couldn't pinpoint exactly when or how he separated from the group, but those hours turned into days as people searched, fear growing with each passing hour. Unlike the other cases, well, this story would take an unexpected turn. Because 2 days after his disappearance, Pugh was found.
According to police, Pugh was last seen here at Clive on Rainy Street when he was reported missing, but this is nowhere near where he was found. He was actually found south of Lady Bird Lake, near the south end of the Congress Avenue Bridge, a drive that took us about 5 minutes.
Did y'all notice that Caesar Drive right there? same place one of the other ones was found.
According to those who found him, Pugh was deep embedded into this brush right here in between the water and the hike and bike trail.
And Pugh was conscious, but barely clinging to life. His body showed signs of severe trauma, broken ribs, a dislocated leg, things you'd expect from a fall off a bridge. He also had bloodied knuckles and a large welt on his head, and these things were more consistent with having been in a fight. The injuries were so extensive that he immediately was induced into a coma to help with the healing process, and it would last like that for a month.
Bingo.
And meanwhile, the police classified this as another accident, suggesting Pugh had stumbled and fallen off of Congress Avenue Bridge.
Accident.
But when the young man finally emerged from his coma, well, he had more to add to the story.
That's what I think, Seclusion.
Unfortunately, the trauma of the whole thing had wiped his memory of most of the night. And there were a lot of blank spots, but he thinks he was assaulted and thrown over that bridge deliberately. Now, as a reminder, the police were not the ones to find Pugh. In fact, they waited over 48 hours before dispatching a search team. A short time after that is when that homeless man randomly found him. The police dismissed Pugh's claims, saying he thought that perhaps he was targeted, given some sort of drug, and then tossed over the side of Congress Bridge and left for dead. And the people in town at this point were realizing something was off with all this stuff happening, even if the authorities wouldn't. Pugh's case sparked the creation of a Change.org petition, asking the Austin PD to acknowledge that the drownings might not be accidents. And they wanted the cases to be taken more seriously. Within days, hundreds of concerned citizens had signed it. But even with this, the deaths didn't stop, and in fact, they multiplied in rapid succession. Beginning in mid-2022, the bodies started appearing with disturbing frequency. Between July of 2022 and February of 24, at least 12 more people were found dead in or near the lake. Ricky Parks was discovered in July of 2022 near 9 East Avenue. His investigation was quickly closed and no foul play was said to have been involved. On December 10th, an unidentified person was found near South Pleasant Valley Road and South Lakeshore Boulevard. Just 2 weeks later, on Christmas Day, another unidentified body was discovered near the pedestrian bridge along South Lamar. And 3 days after that, Kyle Thornton was found near the Congress Avenue Bridge. That's 3 bodies in less than 3 weeks.
3 bodies in 3 weeks. And there's no looking into what's going on. All of these are just an accident, according to the Austin police.
Coincidence? Or the work of a serial killer? Maybe a little bit of both. By now, among the Austinites, there were rumblings of the Rainy Street Killer on the loose. And those rumblings are right now only getting louder, because come 2023, things only got worse.
I want you to take note. This is the Congress Bridge right here to the left side of the screen. But do you see all this fencing? There's fencing along a huge portion of this walkway here. Where the more populated areas are at, there is fencing there.
On February 5th of that year, Jason John, known to friends as JJ, disappeared. The 30-year-old had moved to Austin during the pandemic, relocating from NYC with his puppy Ruffle, seeking new opportunities in Texas. Now, he was last seen walking from Rainy Street toward the Ann and Roy Butler hike and bike trail. a route that would become tragically familiar in these cases.
Do you see Rainy Street right here, guys? This is Rainy Street. It is very well known. They have bars all along here. They have food trucks sitting out along there. It is amazing area right through here. It's gorgeous nightlife right there. And as you saw earlier, it's just open lots and people are just hanging out because of the university there. But it goes right to this trail and there's the lake. Which, if you notice right here, the Colorado River is Lady Bird Lake. It all flows into the Colorado River.
8 days of searching and his body was found.
Autopsy results for Jason John, who was found dead in Lady Bird Lake back in February, have been released.
And the Travis County Medical Examiner's Office has ruled the cause of death an accidental drowning.
Surprise!
March brought another devastating loss. The 40-year-old Clifton Axtell was found dead on the 5th. Axtell was a commercial real estate analyst on track to graduate from Harvard Extension School, where he consistently made the dean's list. My friends described him as a beautiful, bright ball of energy with fierce intellect and creativity, and he was deeply involved in his church, leading worship at Celebrate Recovery for 3 years. And he left behind a wife, Megan, and 2 children. But the cause of death, the medical examiner was unable to determine it. It was explained as a natural event, that he had either entered the water on his own or fallen in.
A natural event. I guess they got tired of saying accidental, so they called it a natural event.
Because they didn't know which, they just left it as undetermined to play it safe. And before the city could even process Axtell's death, another tragedy struck. This time, 33-year-old Jonathan Honey would come to Austin for what should have been a celebration, a bachelor party with friends. March 31st, he was...
See the food trucks here, how they're just in a U shape. It's got the tree coverings. They have lighting all through there. It's a great place to go and sit and hang out. And kids love it. Those college kids, they come here, this area.
He was enjoying the city's famous food truck scene, and it would be the last time anyone saw him alive. His body was found the very next day in the water. And April brought another victim, 30-year-old Christopher Hayes Clark. And his death left a 12-year-old son without a father. Multiple 911 calls reported his body in the lake, leading to a water rescue attempt that came in too late. In June, Moga Dogal was found near the 1000 block of West Cesar Chavez Street.
Oh, here we are.
Like so many others, his death was quickly labeled as not being investigated as a homicide. But by this point, the similarities between the cases were becoming impossible to ignore.
Yes, the collusion.
The victims were predominantly young men. Many had disappeared from the exact same area. Many were found in similar locations. And in case after case, the official explanation seemed to leave key questions unanswered. I mean, what really happened to these guys?
Oh, wow. Atlanta.
Jeff Jones is another survivor of Lady Bird Lake.
Listen to his story.
And this 38-year-old was visiting Austin for a bachelor party. And after a night out on West 6th Street, he was found severely injured under the 6th Street Bridge near Shoal Creek. Now, Jones had sustained multiple injuries, including broken vertebrae, a punctured spleen, and internal bleeding. Medical tests revealed the presence of Rohypnol in his system, indicating
Rohypnol. Who is? What's going on, TJ? They're just hitting that emoji. Oh, yeah? I haven't seen anything.
Kidding. He had been drugged that night.
Rogue
Now,
hypnologist.
Jones believes he was drugged and pushed off of the bridge, a theory that has raised concern about potential serial killings in the area.
Yep, Cinderella.
After all, he wouldn't be the first, but yet the police do not seem to be taking this seriously.
5 bodies pulled from Lady Bird Lake in just 6 months. Jason John, Clifton Axtell, Jonathan Honey, John Christopher Hayes Clark, and now an unidentified man.
The most recent discovery came on February 5th of 2024.
Austin police responding to a high-priority call in Zone 300 of Lady Bird Lake around 8:15 Sunday morning. That's near Brazos and East Cesar Chavez Street. APD...
There's that Chavez Street again. There is some connection to that Chavez Street.
says that based on appearance, the body was a homeless woman in her 60s and that it looks like she was trying to stay warm based on her clothing and the position of her body. Police say there were no signs of drug or alcohol usage.
And that leaves us with over 16 cases, the majority of which took place in the last 3 years, all surrounded by an unmistakable air of mystery. In short, this is what we got. Many of the victims were young men in their 20s or 30s. A significant number were last seen in or around the Rainy Street district. And several victims disappeared in the early morning hours between 2 and 3 a.m. The Austin police have consistently maintained that there's no evidence linking these deaths together or suggesting foul play was even involved. They point to alcohol as a common factor, noting that many victims had been drinking before their deaths. The department emphasizes that the combination of alcohol and easy access to the lake, particularly through poorly lit areas, creates dangerous conditions. But that doesn't seem to be the whole story, because multiple victims showed signs of physical trauma. Several bodies were found far from where the victims were last seen, many of them showing up in parts of the lake that were opposite to the direction that the current flows.
I think he had the connection.
There's more to their stories than just falling in. They walked around to other parts of the city. Where exactly, though, nobody knows. So let's dive into two of the most compelling theories surrounding the deaths at Lady Bird Lake. Now, the first one is, let's say, the most rational, though it comes with a big asterisk. See,
Cinderella, no boats. You can do the paddle boat type thing. You can do the kayaking, but that's all. There are no big boats in the Lady Bird Lake section. Like I said, it runs off into the Colorado River, and miles down, you will get outside of the city area, you will get the boats, but the boats don't come up in through the city here.
Austin has undergone a major transformation in recent years. In just 4 years, the city's metro population has swelled from 2.17 million to 2.31 million. Each year brings a new wave. 52,000 new residents in 2022, another 46,000 in 23, and 46,000 more in 24. That's a lot of people. Around 1,000 new residents every single week, each chasing dreams of tech jobs and the freedom of Texas living. This massive growth has rewritten Austin's identity. The streets that once housed local musicians and artists now showcase tech campuses and startup incubators. The city's famous weird culture drowns under waves of development, leaving a landscape where homeless encampments huddle in the shadows of gleaming luxury high-rises. Some apartments renting for more than what entire houses cost just a decade ago.
Yes.
The area around Lady Bird Lake embodies this transformation.
Right through here, you could do the paddle boards, the canoes, the kayaks, that kind of thing, but nothing with a motor. And once you get out away from Austin, where the river runs back, you you can start using the boats going out, but you cannot use them anywhere up in here.
Old music venues that launched legends like the Dixie Chicks and Lyle Lovett have vanished, replaced by towering condos. Former hippie hangouts and vegan cafes that once prioritized feeding the community over profit have given way to upscale restaurant and bars. And this rapid change has created a perfect storm of conditions around the lake. University students under immense stress from Austin's rising cost of living, mixed with the city's unhoused population, creating a volatile environment.
Folks, I lived outside of San Antonio, from San Antonio to New Braunfels. I lived closer towards the New Braunfels side. That was back in the 80s. Tell y'all how old I am. But Austin didn't have this. You never saw people sleeping under bridges. It was probably one of the cleanest towns I've ever been in my entire life. And the roughest part was 6th Street. Only because people would walk from bar to bar to bar to bar to bar, because you had people singing in there. And that person you're looking at and watching sing in one bar, a couple months down the road, they're making it big. Yes, it's a feeder into Lady Bird. Yes, seclusion. But it's sad how
Bars and clubs overflow with revelers every weekend, adding to the chaos. The lake's winding trails, often dimly lit, and with numerous access points to deep water, provide the ideal setting for tragedy to unfold in an instant, especially when all the new people don't know what's around the next bend. So through this lens, the string of drownings takes on a grimly logical aspect. A late night on Rainy Street, where drinks flow freely and crowds spill into the streets until the early hours of the morning. The lake is just a few blocks away, its edge often unguarded. A little stumble is all it takes. A misstep could easily lead to disaster. But then there's the other theory that continues to linger.
With several bodies surfacing over the past 2 years in and around Lady Bird Lake, rumors of a serial killer have been brought into question.
Although the police dismiss this notion, the pattern of deaths seem to point to something far more sinister going on. A predator intentionally targeting victims. And what better place to do it, really, than where there's tons of people and tons of alcohol? And people have foggy memories. And if anything is to happen, well, it's easy to blame it on the bars and restaurants sitting so close to the water. Here, the lake's edge combines.
I wanted to stop right here because this is one of the most popular things to do. It's very well known. If you go stand along the bridge there that crosses over the lake at sunset, those are bats. You can watch the bats fly, and at times it's almost as if they block out the horizon. They're so thick. But that is a huge popular thing for people to do.
It's tourist spots where people gather to watch the famous Austin bats, isolated hiking trails and water access points, creating countless opportunities for anybody with malicious intent. Advocates of this theory note disturbing details that seem to transcend mere coincidence. There's the unexplained trauma found on multiple victims. The curious fact that the bodies sometimes appear far from the victims' last known locations. Then there's the case of Martin Gutierrez, who was seen on camera stumbling as if he had been drugged. The case of Christian Pugh, who survived but can't remember what happened to him. Again, possibly drugged. The case of Jeff Jones, who was convinced he was drugged and pushed off of the bridge, with the toxicology reports backing him up. Despite these unsettling signs, local law enforcement continue to maintain that each death has been thoroughly investigated and deemed either accidental or unexplained. But history has shown that many deaths in many cases have been initially written off as coincidences until the real perpetrator is finally caught. As I mentioned, it doesn't have to necessarily be one or the other. The truth most likely lies somewhere between these two theories. It's possible that Austin's rapid growth alongside the changing demographics and an influx of people has created the ideal conditions for both accidents and predatory behavior to thrive unnoticed. Regardless of where you stand, one thing is certain. For many in Austin, Lady Bird Lake is no longer seen as just a peaceful urban retreat, and it's become a place of uncertainty where safety feels compromised. With so many unexplained deaths, it seems like they need to take the simple steps first. More lighting in the dark areas of the park, more surveillance cameras too, and of course guardrails along the water's edge. Then they can answer once and for all what exactly is happening and either help put a stop to the accidents or put a killer behind bars. So that's going to do it for this week's episode of Every Town. Hope you all enjoyed it.
Every
And please do come.
So y'all, what do y'all think? Do you think there is a serial unaliver in the area? You know, it started looking to me a lot like the John Wayne Gacy story, how he would go out and look for young men, and mostly they are young men. April of this year was the last one that was found. It was a woman, a young girl, and I do believe there is someone there that is putting something in their drinks. And I honestly believe if you go back to the Riley strain, as we watched him stumble along, he goes running out the door because he got kicked out of that bar. I think he had been drugged. I think there was something put in his drink. Oh, good night, me and you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for letting me vent to you earlier. Love you. You thought that for a while now, Cinderella. I mean, it's just so obvious. Yeah, very skilled, local, and very full range. Yeah. And to have damage done to some of the people as if they were attacked of some sort. Yeah. But I'm glad y'all came over and hung out with me for a while tonight and watched this. It's something that I've been wanting to cover for a while. And I will say this to everybody: if you go out anywhere, or if you have children or grandchildren that are going to go out in a big city, make sure they stick to the buddy system. Never walk away without your buddy. Yeah, that trauma is personal. I think there was something, definitely to that. Definitely something there. I think when Riley went running out and he tripped and hit his head on that concrete thing, between the drugs in his system and the hit on the head, I don't think he knew he was very confused. But yes, welcome, Seclusion. Welcome. And friends, I do want to apologize for my outrage at the beginning of this. I was very hurt. I was very angry. I was very disappointed. Yes, blue jeans and pearls. Yeah. So, anyways, thank y'all for letting me rant and rave and be here and support me tonight. I appreciate it. But yes, there are people out there that mean no good to you in the end. Oh, thank you, Lori. So if you know of anyone going out, thank you, Gypsy. I love you. Thank you. Yes, Seclusion. There are several videos on this, and there have been several more since this video was put out. It's a problem. But of course, to say you have your town has this serial unaliver, your tourism is going to be cut in half at least, because people are going to be very cautious. Your bars down along that area are going to lose business. So nobody wants to say that. Nobody wants to ward off people from coming to their town because they make money that way. Hey, YouTuber. And so it will take a lot for a town to say, hey, we got this person that seems to be thank you, great grandma. I appreciate you. So yeah, it'll take a whole lot for someone to actually stand up and say, we have this serial unaliver. Thank you, Sammy G. Yeah, it did. So guys, I'm gonna let y'all get out of here, get back out on the streets, get in your beds, whatever you need to do. But just know I appreciate each one of y'all so much. Thank y'all for sticking with me. We're gonna cover a couple more things and do these late lives. We may not have the biggest crowd in here, but we will have a good time and we will learn some things occasionally. So I do want to cover and go over the West Boys case. Oh, here we go. We're on baby watch. Yay, Gypsy. How exciting. I wish mine would have more babies, but we're done. They are both stopped at 2. But good luck to y'all. I will say a prayer for y'all tonight. Push, pant, push. Yes, we're going to have a baby, y'all. How exciting. Oh. Anyways, we're going to have a baby lollipop. Oh. Well, guys, I'll be back on here tomorrow at 3 my time, 3 Central. We'll go over Sebastian. No one's going to run me away. I'm going to put out what I see. Yeah, Miss Rhonda can loan me some. She has a whole herd full of grandbabies. But anyways, we're going to do Sebastian tomorrow. I hope y'all can join me. I will only be able to be on for 2 hours max. And TJ's going to kick me out of here. Remind me to get up and go because my granddaughter has her first All-Star game tomorrow night. And she will be pitching. I'm so excited for her. So I have to be there. She's already told me tonight, Lolly, I will see you on the mound. I was like, okay, girl, go. So I'll start that live at 3 Central tomorrow. But I thank you all for being here tonight. I needed this. I appreciate y'all. So till tomorrow, love and hugs, everybody. Good night.